what is very interesting is, all our life we are trying our very best to be financially stable. And then we come to the tail end of our lives, and as we get into the maybe 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 100s, and that number keeps on going up. Maybe in a few years it'll be 150. Science is getting better, the medical arena is getting better, the lifespan is going up. So as we're getting up in the years, we start to think about the final change, a physical death, the change of our environment, the change of this physical body, because the spirit lives on, the soul lives on. And so as we start to think about that, then we start to realize, is my bank balance going up there with me? Will I be writing checks out there? My credit card work? And then we realize, hey, none of this stuff goes with us. Whether it's a bank balance or a properties or whatever is amassed with his name and fame, all of it stays back here. And I think once someone very close to us physically dies, then you start to think more and more about that. Generally, it's happening to other people, not to us. But as we start to age too, and we see physical death happen, we start to realize that everything that we've amassed in this physical world is going to be left behind. So what is it that goes with us? It is said that God, when He looks at us, is not checking out how muscular we are, how strong we are. God looks at how big our heart is. Have we loved in this world? And loving means caring. Loving means taking care of someone. Loving means helping someone. Loving means considering everyone as our own. Or have we lived our life for ourselves? Many people live this life based on the principle of duality. Many people live this life just to care about themselves and not worry about anything else. To them, the face that they see in the mirror when they are in front of the mirror is the only one which is important. And the ego gets the better of them, and so they live in duality. They feel we are we and someone else is someone else. And what is very interesting is, when we look back at history and we look at the lives of the great saints and mystics, they lived their life not by the principle of duality, but by the principle of unity. Lives of great saints and mystics have always been one to recognize the unity that we all have. When we look at the outer part of our lives, we all look different. Our features are different, the way that we clothe ourselves are different, the languages that we speak are different. But on the inside, we are one and the same. What gives life to this outer part, this physical part, is a soul or a spirit. And that soul is conscious. That soul is a part of God. And that soul is one and the same. One part of God could be in one human being, another part of God could be one animal, another part of God could be another fish. And so the realization that we are one and the same is what changes our outlook in life from a duality perspective to unity, to realizing that there's nothing different, to realizing that each and every one of us is one and the same. Sant Darshan Singh Ji Maharaj, who wrote much about the spiritual way, he writes very beautifully. He says, embrace everyone as your very own, and pass through life distributing the love of the Lord. That when we experience that love of the Lord, then we will find our closeness to God. And when we find our closeness to God, and when we realize the presence of God in our lives, then we also realize that everyone else also can experience that presence. That we're all one and the same. And that is what brings unity into this world.